love Russia! How's it going, everybody? I am Alex Hirsch, and this here is my translator.
Я Алекс Хирш, а это мой переводчик.
She will be explaining to you all the strange American things that I say.
Она вам будет объяснять все странные американские вещи, которые я буду говорить.
I'll probably make some jokes that don't make any sense when they're translated, so I apologize.
Я буду шутить, и некоторые мои шутки, возможно, будут бессмысленны, поэтому прошу прощения заранее.
If you get confused, just trust me, it's really funny in English.
Так что, если вы что-то не поймете, просто верьте мне, очень смешно по-английски.
So I just want to get a sense of the crowd, and I sort of have a little bit, just through like a show of hands, who here has seen every episode of Gravity Falls? That's pretty good, even with no translation.
Отлично, я без перевода все.
All of them, every single one.
Вы видели все?
Okay, so what that means is that this is the first time I've ever spoken after the end of the show. So that means I can talk about stuff that I wasn't allowed to talk about before.
Это первый раз, когда я говорю после того, как шоу уже отснято, и я могу говорить о тех вещах, о которых раньше не имел права рассказывать.
Before I get into all of that stuff, first of all, I just want to thank the hosts of this convention for inviting me to Russia. This is the first time I've ever been here. It's very cold, but it's very fun. Oh yeah, well I mean, you know, compared to California, it's freezing. I am a weak little man from America. Russia is too strong and powerful for me. So I have to say, Russian fans, I don't know why, but I get letters from all over the world, and I would say the most amount of letters I get are from Russia. You guys... You guys are like, for some reason, like the most crazy, enthusiastic, weird fans in the entire world. Which I appreciate because I'm a strange person as well. There's a sign that says, "We love you," and then it's got a weird little face on it. I love you too! Yeah, probably one of the strangest letters I ever got from Russia was, and one of you might be responsible for this, was a book of drawings of me.
То есть самое странное письмо, которое я получила из России, кто-то из вас, наверное, его написал, и да, и там были очень классные рисунки.
It was this like big binder. It was colored like flannel colored binder, and it had like 50 different drawings by Russian people of my face.
Это просто такая огромная тетрадка с где-то 50 рисунками, моими портретами в этой папке. Очень круто.
And it was like there was a lot of like some people drew me like looking all like handsome and rugged, like riding on like a buffalo or like a bear or something. And other ones just made me like all anime and cute with like giant eyeballs.
То есть некоторые рисовали меня, и я был такой весь классный и мужественный, а другие рисовали меня, и я был в стиле аниме, такой весь милый, по-разному.
And my mom came to visit my office, and she saw these drawings, and she's like, "Do you have a stalker? I'm worried about you."
И когда моя мама пришла в мой офис, она увидела все эти рисунки, и она сказала: "С тобой явно кто-то следит, я беспокоюсь за тебя."
And I had to explain to her, yes, the entire country of Russia is stalking me. Russia is outside my window watching me and breathing heavily.
Россия следит за мной, за моим окном и просто смотрит.
So it's so cool to meet my crazy stalkers here face to face. I'm so happy to be here. I guess tomorrow we're going to be doing like a question and answers. So tomorrow I'm going to be able to ask the crowd specific questions. But today it's just me talking about whatever I feel like.
Завтра будет сессия вопросов и ответов, а сегодня я просто буду рассказывать о чем захочу вам.
So I wanted to just talk a little bit about kind of what has happened sort of in my world since the cartoon show ended.
И я просто хотела рассказать, что со мной произошло с тех пор, как мы закончили снимать Gravity Falls.
It's like really hard to come up with an ending to a TV show. Like I worked really hard on it. Do you like the ending? Was it all right? I know everyone just wants it to go on forever, but there was some cool parts, right?
Все хотели, чтобы он все время продолжался, но все равно классный сериал, правда?
I mean, since the show has ended, like I have gotten so much amazing support from fans, so many amazing tweets and letters, and I've sort of been able to kind of reflect and think about the show, and kind of think about how I kind of look back on it. I feel nostalgic for it already, I think.
С тех пор, как шоу закончилось, я получила очень много классных ответов от фанатов, и твитов, и всего. И у меня было время, чтобы подумать, поразмыслить о самом шоу и поностальгировать о нем.
I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about sort of how I come up with this stuff, and maybe tell you things maybe you haven't heard about some of these episodes.
И я хотела немного сказать о том, как я придумал все это, и, возможно, рассказать что-то, о чем вы еще не знаете про некоторые эпизоды.
Before I do, I was wondering if any of you have an episode that you'd like to hear some things that are maybe new about, or hear about how we came up with it. Just shout out an episode, just yell it out, and she'll tell me what you're saying.
Просто выкрикните название эпизода, который вам особенно нравится и который вам хочется узнать побольше, и я вам про него расскажу.
Hear anything?
Story of Tuesday!
All right. I was hearing somebody said they wanted to hear about the episode Sock Opera where Bill possesses Dipper. So I'm going to sort of take you guys behind the scenes and explain how a Gravity Falls episode is made, basically.
Я хочу объяснить, как делаются эпизоды в Gravity Falls. Про носочную оперу расскажу.
Sock opera, I don't know what it's called in Russia, but this is the episode where Bill possesses Dipper, and Dipper gets the yellow eyes and stumbles around, and that one, you guys have all seen it.
Ну, это тот эпизод, где Билл вселяется в Диппера, знаете. Отлично.
So basically, the way we come up with an episode of Gravity Falls, and this is a good example, is we have to start with two things. We need a story that's normal and about regular life things, and we need to combine it with a story that's crazy and is about magic.
Мы начинаем работать с историями так. Нам нужно две истории. Обычная, которая очень схожа с тем, что, скажем, может произойти в жизни, и такая магическая, которую нам нужно соединить в одну.
So in the case of this episode, first we came up with the idea of, what is something, Mabel's had a bunch of crazy crushes, and each one is sillier than the next. What's the most confusing, weird Mabel-y crush? And we thought, what if she's in love with a guy who makes sock puppets, and she has to make sock puppets to impress him? So that was the first idea we had.
Ну, то есть первая идея была такая, что у Мейбл всегда очень куча всяких парней, которых она влюблена, и мы подумали, какой бы парень был самым странным. И мы решили, что страннее всего было бы сделать такого парня, который делает куклы из носков, делать с ними театр, и чтобы ей самой пришлось сделать таких кукол, чтобы его впечатлить.
But that's not a Gravity Falls episode yet, because it's just a regular life story. It needs something magical in it. This is where the show gets hard. We had to figure out what is a magical thing that would happen with sock puppets, right? It's like very weird, right?
Все равно ситуация довольно обычная, и и нам нужно было найти что-то магическое, что может случиться с куклами, сделанными из носков.
So we came up with a bunch of ideas. We thought, what if the socks come to life? What if Mabel gets knitting powers and every sweater she knits starts to climb around the walls like a monster? What if Mabel herself turns into a puppet? These